It's funny. If you ever want to watch Angel in the End Zone, I have the DVD. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I'll buy a DVD player so I can watch it.
You don't own a DVD player?
No, it's 2022.
All right. So the movie opens up with a game that is taking place in heaven, because where else would this game take place? Babe Ruth is batting against Cy Young, and of course, the umpire is St. Peter.
And first pitch crushing.
This podcast is brought to you by Podbean. Podbean is the easiest way to create your own podcast. In fact, we use Podbean to host Halos in the Infield. Download the free Podbean podcast app to start, record, and publish your very own podcast in just minutes. Podbean provides everything you need to run your podcast, and you can record and publish episodes directly on the app from your phone. Download the free Podbean app today. That's Podbean. Head on over to Podbean at www.podbean.com and use the code podcast21 for your first 30 days of podcast hosting for free. Check it out! Viva Los Angelitos and Viva Podbean! And Viva Los Angelitos, and welcome to Halos in the Infield. My name is Fernando Mendez. I am joined here by the legendary Steve Granado. You know him, you love him. You probably recognize his voice either from J. Sarah Catholic, the Junior Ontario Reign. He is the former host of Locked On Angels. You might have heard his great podcast, Our Game. And of course, he's also a movie expert, which is kind of why I brought him on from his podcast, Movies I Should Have Watched, which he does with his best friend, Al. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Movie expert.
Movie expert.
That's a stretch, but I'll take it. I'll take
there
that
you
win.
Go. Hey, there you go. I already have the thumbnail from you. That side facing me. There you go. There you go.
There you go. I'll get you another.
Okay,
I'm good,
perfect.
man. Okay, so I got to get this question away at the top.
Okay.
Did you name your show after this movie?
You know what? It's funny that this was the first thing I thought about when Todd was like, all right, I think this is going to be the name we roll with. I was like, you mean, is this after like the third movie of the trilogy? He's like, no, he didn't even know this movie existed. So I knew immediately, he didn't.
But you still went with it. Had you, when you named it, had you seen this movie before?
I have. Okay. So let's backtrack to like Black Friday, like a decade and a half ago. So my mom,
the first Black Friday.
There you go. Yeah. The one biblical times.
Yeah.
We went to my dad's family is from Modesto. So we went Black Friday shopping there. My mom wanted to get an iPad. And she was like, go pick yourself something. And of course, you know, they normally have like the bargain bin for DVDs. And I saw a 3-disc trilogy set for Angels in the Outfield, Angels in the End Zone, which is the sequel to Angels in the Outfield. And then, of course, Angels in the Infield. So I watched this movie like 15 years ago.
Great. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was forgettable. It was very forgettable. That's why when I was like, you know what, we should do this movie. I was super excited because I forgot how bad it was. And then I rewatched it and I was like, that's why I don't rewatch this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. So real quick, Angels in the Infield, as I did say, it is the end of the trilogy. Angels in the Outfield was first. I think that came out like in 96.
I think it was 94.
Was it? Okay. And then Angels in the End Zone, and then Angels in the Infield.
So I didn't, until you brought that up, I hadn't remembered Angels in the End Zone. I didn't know that Angels in the Infield existed,
Really?
aside from you. And then I didn't know that Angels in the End Zone existed until like I looked it up before watching this. And I didn't realize that. And so they jumped from baseball to football, then back to baseball.
Yeah, it's funny. If you ever want to watch Angel in the End Zone, I have the DVD. I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Yeah, I'll buy a DVD player so I can watch it.
You don't own a DVD player?
No, it's 2022.
Do you have a PS4?
It's in the closet, man.
Okay, there you go. Okay, fair enough. So yes, baseball, football, baseball.
Sure. Logically, that's the way you should go.
Hey, don't question Disney.
Oh, I'm about to.
Fair enough. Yeah, we should definitely question them after this movie. So this movie was a straight to TV movie that came out on April 9th, 2000. So back then, like straight to TV was like the straight to DVD, right? That's
Or
fair to say.
VHS at this time too.
Yeah, that was kind of the awkward time.
Well, Fernando, let me stop you there.
Okay.
Because so I watched this movie on YouTube for free. You sent me the link. I watched the movie, right? I'm not going to get into it yet. But so like 90 seconds into the movie, like credits are still rolling. Take Me Out to the Ball Game is still playing.
Correct.
And I pull out my phone to like find the IMDb. So I go to IMDb and I search Angels in the Infield. And this tells you everything you need to know. Nothing came up.
Yeah, it
doesn't. If you go
film.
to the IMDb app and Google and look it up, it doesn't pop up because this is an episode of TV.
Yeah,
this is an
World
episode
of, Disney, right?
of the Wonderful World of Disney, which is insane.
Yeah.
Right then and there, I was like, "What? Why did you make me do this?" Like that right away, I was about to message you, be like, "What are we doing? This is awful already."
It's still a movie. It is still a full-length movie. 90 minutes.
Okay. so it's like a hockey game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So the movie is starring Patrick Warburton. So I mean that's kind of a get. Right?
So I didn't know that until he popped that. I think that's when I pulled out my phone. I was like, wait. I was like, is that Patrick Warburton? I was like, oh my God. Is that the voice of Kronk himself?
He was also Buzz Lightyear, right? In the cartoon series. I think he was Buzz Lightyear.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't watch. I wasn't really a Disney kid.
Really?
I especially television. Like, so I didn't, that's probably why I didn't know this, as I was very Nickelodeon. So I did not watch Disney Channel pretty much at all. I was almost always a Nickelodeon and like Cartoon Network kid.
You grew up in Orange County. I grew up in San Diego. So, I mean, was it weird to like not be a Disney kid? Were people kind of like, what? Like,
no, I mean, like I wouldn't like talk about it. It was just like, I was watching, like Rocket Power and Wild Thornberrys and stuff like that, as opposed to watching like Lizzie McGuire or anything like that.
Okay. I think I was on both sides of the street. I'd watch them both. Okay. Rocket Power was my jam, but so was Lizzie McGuire.
Sure.
So, okay. So this movie has a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's the audience score. There is no critic score.
Yeah, duh. No critics watching this.
Yeah. What do you think it would have been? Do you think this would have been like near the bottom if there was a critic score?
Certified rotten, like 10%.
Okay. So I know this wasn't for your podcast movies I should have watched, but if it was, would this have been like the worst movie on that podcast that you guys have watched?
Here's the thing about this movie, dude.
Okay.
Is like, it's straight to TV. It's clearly low budget. And it's clear that like, I'm not going to say that nobody cared about it while they made it, but like everyone knew what they were making, like you get that vibe. It's just like, we all know what we're doing. It's just for Disney Channel. Like, we're just doing it. Like, it's just the job at this point. Right. Yeah. So like, it's hard to like get too harsh about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be too mean, but at the same time, like it's not a good movie. I don't know if it'll be like the worst movie because like, again, like all the movies that we do on movies I should have watched are movies that are like not like highly touted, but like people like them a lot. And
the
like,
B
I don't
movie.
know anybody. Yeah. Well, yeah. Or like people talk about them a lot, but no one's talking about Angels in the Infield. Right. So it's like not the same premise.
Okay.
But like, yeah. So I wouldn't, I think it's two different camps in that regard. So I wouldn't say it's the worst movie or whatever, but yeah, it's different. They're different worlds.
Okay. So you brought up IMDb. So the tagline on IMDb was a group of angels try to help a baseball team win a championship game, while at the same time helping to reunite the team pitcher's family. So, I mean, that's kind of the basic plot of this entire film. I think it sums it up perfectly. The team's
pitcher.
Yeah.
The pitcher.
Yeah. He's the only one. That's
he's the
all
only
they have.
guy you got. Yeah.
I mean, in all fairness, that's kind of the way they pitch it throughout, right? Like they kind of pitch it like, he's like the only player on the team, really. I mean, they don't really talk about anyone else much.
And yeah. Even like like he's like the key to success kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And like also at the same time, like he's gone at the end, spoiler for the end of the movie, but like he's like, yeah, I know. Oh no.
I know.
But like he's like gone and like, oh no, now we're gonna lose. It's like, I mean, yeah, I mean you need good pitching, but like how much is that really? Like
Yeah, this guy went from like being like the worst pitcher in the league to like all of a sudden he figured it out. I mean, that's the way they were pitching it. But
yeah, didn't
we'll
he
get
have
to
a
that.
nickname? Like oh Eddie something, like because Eddie Everett is the name of the character. I know that ghost, the angel was like Bungler, right? They called him like Bungler, Bob Bungler, Bugler, or whatever his name was. I felt like, I don't know, I can't remember. I watched it like a week ago, so I can't really remember anything
Same. I
anymore.
think I watched it the day before. I was in Chicago. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I need to cram this before. So this movie has a 5 out of 10 on IMDb. Very generous. But
Yeah, they always are.
yeah,
IMDb
that's
is always
fair.
generous.
That's fine. That's fine. It might even be listed in their top 100 of all time. I don't know.
You never know.
That's just hearsay. Okay, so on movies I should have watched, you normally always start with a game, but you're always the one putting the game together. So
always me.
Steve, I wanted to flip the script on you and put
Yeah.
you in the gaming chair. So you're on the hot seat now. Okay.
Okay, here we go, dude. For a year, 55 movies in. Now I'm ready to roll.
Perfect. So this is kind of like a 2-part game. So let me set up the second piece here. All right. So question number 1 of this game. What was Disney's top grossing film in the year 2000? Because this was a Disney movie.
Oh crap. 2000. What came out in 2000? Oh, top grossing film. Is it, can I ask a question about this question?
Okay.
Can I get it? Like, I just like, is it a movie that like people still talk about? Like, is it a movie that's like decent?
Not really.
Oh, okay. So it's like kind of
At
like a
least
rando.
not on this coast. Maybe if you lived on the East Coast in a specific region, that's kind of probably a hint for you. You know, I mean, what regions in the East Coast where people still talk like?
Because like the first thing I thought of was Ants.
That was
But
not a Disney movie.
that's DreamWorks, right?
That is DreamWorks.
Okay, but that's like roughly the era, right? Like we're early 2000s,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah, we're kind of.
Oh God.
Well, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah. Don't spoil it here. I don't know, dude.
Okay, I'll give you one hint.
How about like Halloween Town 2?
No. Okay, here's my one hint. There is a Disney ride based on this movie.
Oh, like at Disneyland?
No comment.
Or Disney World, or like one of the Disney parks?
Yes, one of the Disney parks, and I will say it's a Disney park here in the States.
Okay.
So
Okay, so that's either Florida, California Adventure, or Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a ride. Is it like Bug's Life, maybe?
No.
Okay, then I have
You
no
give
idea.
up? All right, this is a movie that's pretty forgettable. Dinosaur. The movie.
Oh, see, I never saw
Dinosaur.
that.
But you know that exists, correct?
Yeah, I know that movie. Yeah, I immediately can see the trailer.
Okay. Yeah.
But I never
grossed,
never saw Dinosaur.
It grossed $137 million, which I mean is still pretty low.
Yeah, but I mean 2000, and for a movie that's, whatever.
Fair enough.
All accounts, by all accounts.
Okay, so using what little dinosaur knowledge you most likely have, now we get to this. So I went on eBay and searched up 3 random toys that are available based off the movie Dinosaur. I am going to give you the description of the toy, all 3 of them, and you are going to give me a general price that you think they are going for on eBay.
Oh, so our price is writing. So
Yes.
I can't go over.
Correct. Okay. If there's a way that I can show you some of these without the price, I will. All right. So McDonald's had dinosaur Happy Meals. I remember this vividly. And most of the toys they gave out were puppets.
Okay.
So there is a complete set of 8 dinosaur-based toys. 4 of them are puppets. 4 of them are random toys. How much does this set go for? I will show you what they are. Covering the price, of course.
Cool.
So 4 puppets, 4 just generic toys. What do you think all of these are going for?
Oh my God.
Don't include shipping. We're talking about just the product.
Shipping not included. But we buy it now. Are we doing buy it now?
Yes, or they do accept best offer in case anyone at home is interested.
Cool.
I'll give you plus or minus 2, so that'll be your ballpark.
So are these like in case still, or are they
new
like
in
open
package?
Box? New in package. Wow. Okay, so they've been hanging on to these for 20 plus years now.
Yeah, they're hoping these were going to pan out at some point, kind of like the Beanie Baby craze. Just never did.
Exactly. Right next to the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah.
4 toys. I mean, McDonald's toys like are collectible, but they're not like super rare. Yeah. So I'm gonna go $26.
$28.99. So you were very close.
All right, Price is Right.
There you go. Okay, all right. So toy number 2, vintage baby Allendar. Allendar is, of course, the main protagonist in this film. Hatchling plush dinosaur, Disney Mattel 2000, brand new, packaging still available.
Okay. Oh, that thing's hideous.
You don't think he's cute?
No, not at all.
Okay.
In package, $14.99.
I'm trying to see if I can read like what he's doing. Like in the photos, like you can turn him into an egg, kind of like by folding him in. The little kid is like seemingly feeding him in this photo. So I think it's kind of like an interactive situation.
Okay. Is that batteries not included situation?
It does not say. But I mean, it's 2000, so I'm assuming yes.
I'll up my price then. If it like is interactive, I'm gonna up my price to $21.
$124.
$124
and 95 cents.
No one's buying that.
Yeah, well, it's still available on eBay. Who knows how long it's been on there.
Nobody's buying that.
All right. And the very, very last thing. So kind of similar to the last toy. This is an interactive Dino Alive baby Allendar. Hatching egg unused, dated to the year 2000. So I don't know how familiar you are with like the Baby Alive series, but they're interactive.
I remember those. Yeah.
Okay. So this is make sure I'm covering the price. This is the photo. Normal size egg. It hatches.
Okay,
it does all
that's
that
a pretty decent. It looks like it's a decent size.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go $44.
No, $120.
What is happening? Who wants these? Who's buying these?
I mean, clearly there must be a market.
Or not. That's why they're still available. I got one of 3.
Hey, there you go.
That's not bad for a movie I've never seen.
That's fair. I can't believe you've never seen Dinosaur. I mean, it's been a very long time since I've watched it, but it's on Disney Plus. So anyone's interested.
You know the premise of the show.
Yeah.
The whole premise of the show. You can't say I can't believe I haven't seen. That's the whole thing.
Are you sick of sandpaper tongue? Do you prefer your sunflower seeds to be non-GMO, gluten-free, and without all that bullshit MSG? If so, do we have some good news for you? Introducing Chinook Seedery with some of the best sunflower seeds on the market. Be sure to check out all 7 of their non-GMO, gluten-free flavors today. To help out Halos in the Infield, head on over to halosintheinfield.com and click on our sponsor link. Chinook Seedery. Carpe.
Okay. So was it fun for you to play the game for once?
Yeah, it's odd. It's weird. I'm so used to being the host, so it's nice to be in the back burner.
Well, there you go. You can give Al some reassurance that he's not the only one who struggles on these games.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, perfect. So in movies I should have watched, after you play a game, you typically, before you go into the notes of the movie, you give a spoiler-free review. So, Mr. Steve Granado, what is your spoiler-free review of this film?
The word film doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Okay, of this TV episode, this extended TV.
This episode of television, this very special episode. Oh, this movie's bad. I mean, like, again, I'm not going to I'm going to try my best not to just like completely dump all over this film. But like, it's very clearly not good. It's very clearly made for children. And like this movie, the problem I have most with this movie is it's not fun bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those like it's so bad it's good. It's just bad. Everything is like super lazy. I don't care about any of the characters. The acting's bad. The jokes are bad. Patrick Warburton's fine. Like, he's doing okay. Like, it's not Patrick Warburton as we know him. It feels like he's just going through the motions and like doing the bare minimum to be Patrick Warburton. And that's fine. Hey, you know, we all don't show up every day at work. You know, like sometimes we have some bad days at work. But yeah, this is like, it's a bad movie, man. Let's just don't even watch. Like, there's just literally no point to watching this movie. Like, my memory of Angels in the Outfield, while granted is through the scope of like a 6-year-old boy, but I feel like Angels in the Outfield is like at least trying, you know, like it feels like it's trying, and it felt like it had some charm to it. Again, that might be just like rose-colored glasses as a 6-year-old or whatever, or a 5-year-old whenever I watched it.
Grew up with it.
I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but I mean, like, there's some pretty big actors in that too.
Yeah.
I mean, a young Joseph Gordon-Levitt obviously is in that. So yeah, like by comparison, like I do, these Angels in the Infield and the Angels in the Outfield feel very disconnected while also trying to stay connected. Like, I can't tell if the people in Angels in the Infield know that the things in Angels in the Outfield happened. Like, it's very like disjointed in that regard. So like, if you're looking for a Disney baseball movie, one, go watch The Rookie. Like, that's way better than both of them. Just go watch The Rookie if you're looking for a Disney baseball movie. But but just go watch Angels in the Outfield because it's very clearly better. Like, again, even with the 6-year-old scope in my head, I know that movie is a little more competent than Angels in the Infield for sure.
It's not better according to Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I have
Rotten Tomatoes isn't always right.
I'm sure if I went back and watched Angels in the Outfield, it's corny too, and it's like for kids. But again, this one feels super low budget.
Yeah. Yeah. So Angels in the Outfield to me was just kind of like synonymous with me being an Angels fan. You know, growing up in San Diego, everybody liked the Padres. I was that one weird kid. You know, to me, the Angels have won a million championships because I watched that movie over and over and over again. But like you said, like this movie seems like it's trying so hard to take the charm and the things that worked with Angels in the Outfield and trying to copy it here, except they completely belly flopped.
They missed the point, right? It's like they missed the point.
Yeah, correct. So like all three of the Angels movies have the whole, you know, arm flap situation. The difference is with the first film, for whatever reason, and like if you look up most inspirational moments in movies on YouTube, you will see that clip from Angels in the Outfield. For whatever reason, though it was corny, in that first film, it worked. It made sense. You know, you kind of had that moment as a kid where you're like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? It worked with the film, and here it just made no sense. They just kept doing it.
The girl just did it. Like the little girl just like stood up and did it. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like there was a setup in the first one. Like the Angels like told him to do it kind of thing to make them believe.
So in the first one, that's how he would tell George Knox that there was an angel nearby.
There was an angel there.
Exactly. So he was relaying the signal because remember George Knox like whispered in his ear, you know, seemingly probably saying something along the lines of, "Hey, tell Mel Clark there's an angel nearby." Yeah. So it did set it up. Yes.
Yeah. There was more reasoning behind it. This one was just like the girl just stood up and was like, "I'm gonna flap." For some reason. No one's done this in the first hour of the movie, but I'm just going to do it now for some reason.
No, the worst part is like she did it like repetitively. It happened like 3 or 4 times, but that was like the time where everybody did it. Yeah.
What are we doing?
They're trying to copy this super iconic moment, dare I say, in movie history. And it just
children's movie history.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. It just did not work. So no, I mean, there's definitely better movies out there. We'll get to it at the very end, but yeah, as far as a spoiler-free review, there's better movies to watch. Save yourself an hour and a half. And you know what? The fact that it's been on YouTube for years and hasn't been removed tells you everything you need to know.
Sure.
About this film.
Yeah. There are like, they cut out some audio to avoid DMCA stuff. But
at first I didn't know what was going on. I was like, dude, is my audio off? And then I realized
I thought it broke my TV. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. Did your girlfriend walk in on you watching this at all?
No, I luckily watched it when she was at work.
Okay, would you have been like,
She-
Steve, what are you watching?
Well, she knew I was doing this, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Like, you don't have to watch this with me." Typically, we'll watch movies together, because she hasn't seen a lot of the ones that we do for the show too. But this one, I was like, "You don't have to watch this with me. I already know this is going to be excruciating."
Yeah, you knew because you immediately messaged me back. You're like, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, great. This is going to be great."
So without further ado, let's get into it on that note that this is going to be great. So quote him on that.
Sure.
All right. So the movie opens up with a game that is taking place in heaven, because where else would this game take place? Babe Ruth is batting against Cy Young. And of course, the umpire is St. Peter. St. Peter makes a really bad call. Babe Ruth turns around, is about to argue the call, and St. Peter simply says, "Don't you dare start."
Before all this, though, the worst version of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" I've ever heard
Okay.
is playing throughout this, and like it just sets up this movie. I went, "This is where we're starting," and like the set that they're using too is very clearly on like a bad sound stage where they're using like cotton as clouds, and like all their wings. While like, hey, like shout out to the prop department, like they made some pretty decent wings, but like those are something. There's something that they had on their backs, but our homeboy, who we learn is going to be one of the main characters, what was his name, Bob Bungler, does not have his wings yet.
I thought it was Bob Bugler. See, I got
Bugler.
Bugler, was it?
Bugler, his nickname is Bungler because he was up and coming, remember?
Yeah.
They called me up and coming.
Yeah, he was superior to Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa because he doesn't have an accent. That is exactly what I wrote in the notes because that was his exact quote.
Great.
Enough to get canceled nowadays for sure.
Holds up. Holds up. I don't know what you're talking about.
But in 2000, it was okay. Okay, so Bob says he would do anything for just one more chance, seemingly giving us the premise of the film, right? This guy is going to get another opportunity to play baseball. He kicks his feet up to the heavens, and we see some generic baseball stadium. Did you know what baseball stadium that was supposed to be?
Dude, immediately.
You
I was like, this is Toronto. Right away. I knew that. The second I saw it, I was like,
it just didn't have the roof yet?
Yeah, this is the old Toronto Stadium.
Okay. See, I did not know. I did not know. And for those of you who didn't know,
whole movie was filmed in Toronto.
Except for the front, right? It shows Edison Field.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's funny.
It shows Edison Field. But the same thing happens in the original Angels in the Outfield. That whole film was made in Oakland. But like there's a part in Angels in the Outfield, if you ever watch it again, near the end where it shows an overview during the championship game, and it shows Angel Stadium, and you could tell because the Rams were playing there at the time, so the stadium was still enclosed. But when they go to like the scenes that took place in the stadium, it was Oakland. So
yeah, this whole movie, at least on IMDb, says that it was all filmed in Toronto, the whole movie.
Okay. It's really weird because when they zoom in on like the pitcher's mound, like that artificial turf looks like extremely fake, like in a soundstage.
Yeah. Well, the thing is too, is the blue seats was a dead giveaway for me. I was like, oh, well, this is in Anaheim because Anaheim's never had blue seats.
No, never. So let's see. So it starts off, they're singing the anthem. The national anthem singer is like getting pelted by trash.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. So we brought this up a second ago, though. This whole movie is like trying to steal the beats, right? Steal the beats of the original. And like, it's not that it's a bad setup because the premise is decent, right? Like Angel wants a second chance at getting baseball. The Angels need help. Like, and like they tried like a B story with the family stuff, and like it just never was fully fleshed out, but that stuff kind of works, right? Like it's a decent setup. Problem is, it's like, it's almost the exact same setup as the first movie. It's like identical almost. It's like almost the exact same thing. So it's just like, duh, it's going to be a watered down, not good version. Like just from the get-go when you write the script.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, the original starts off with the national anthem also.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. Yeah, and then remember the guy, like the Jose, can you see joke? I remember that's in the first one.
In the national anthem, like all the teammates are like talking trash about each other, like in their heads.
Oh, that's the joke. That's right. Yeah. Great great joke. I
Yeah,
was
right.
dying laughing.
The best part. So people like, I don't want to get into the whole politics of everything, but people are like, oh, like calling Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem was disrespectful. What would people have done if a player answered his cell phone during the national anthem?
Yeah, that's
People would
something right
implode.
there.
Like, Americans would implode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's no.
Yeah.
Not
So
a thing.
our main pitcher, Eddie, literally answers the phone during the national anthem because, why would he let it go to voicemail, right?
Mm-hmm.
To talk about stocks.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, buy this, sell that, whatever. I was like, okay. And
Yeah.
like weird joke for like a kid movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no kid knows what that is.
Yeah, people are like, stocks, what is it? Like,
Yeah,
you think it would have been
don't get
something
it.
more like relatable, like, oh, hey, we got you tickets to Disneyland. Do you want it?
Yeah,
That would have been more.
anything other than
The
that.
kids would have been like, oh yeah, I would have answered the phone too.
Wait, so this is the part too where Bob drops the newspaper from heaven, right? Which I went in my head, I was like, wait, so does heaven interact with the real world? Like, it really brought up a philosophical question for me where I went, what?
Well, it
And,
happened
like,
several times, right? During the film,
Yeah,
where like heaven
then, like-
interacts with earth.
And then never again. And
Yeah.
then never again. They don't even like bring it. They don't even try to explain it. It was just like, yeah, he drops the newspaper and it's like, it like lands in the stands, right?
Yeah.
And then he falls later, like he falls down to earth.
Correct.
I was just like, wait, is that how this worked? You're not supposed to think about it. Just let it
and
happen.
these like super hard fake clouds. There's just a random circle
Yeah.
he falls through. A random gas.
Zero translucency.
No. Yeah. None at all.
But yeah, this is where we see Patrick Warburton. And that's when I went, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, Patrick Warburton. Because I didn't look anything up before this. I literally just put the movie on.
Okay.
That's usually how I do it. I usually don't look anything up. I just put it
Really?
on. And that's what I did. And then I went, holy crap, it's Patrick Warburton.
That's clearly where all the budget went to.
Oh, 100%. But I mean, at this point too, he's not really Patrick Warburton yet,
That's fair. That's fair. This is kind of like the beginning of his relationship with Disney, right? Because this is like, is this post Emperor's New Groove? It might have been, right?
Emperor's New Groove came out the same year.
In 2000?
It came out in 2000.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, because I still lived in Bakersfield, so this was like super young Fernando.
Let's see. I'm looking at his IMDb. Okay, so he had been on Seinfeld already.
Okay.
Grace Under Fire. Some other stuff, some smaller stuff, a lot of TV. He was on a lot of TV before this,
which is fitting, I guess.
Yeah, and then at this point, I don't know any of these shows, but like he's doing a lot of voices. I mean, he's got an incredible voice, but he's doing a lot of like TV voiceover work. But it looks like if the Secret Files of Spy Dogs is not a Disney property, it looks like this is his first Disney credit. Because
Really?
And you are correct. He is Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. He plays the little green men. So I guess that's the army man.
I thought he was Buzz Lightyear himself.
Oh, I don't know. At least in Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the adventure begins in 2000. So this is when he's starting his Disney
relationship.
Yeah, this is pre Soarin', California. This is before he gets that. That all leads to that.
Yeah, shortly after.
Yeah.
One of the only rides worth doing, like opening day California Adventure.
There you go.
So yeah, he became a Disney icon after that.
For sure.
Disney Mount Everest after that. Or not Disney Mount Everest. What am I?
Mount Disney more.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Wait. Let's talk about the mom's relationship.
Okay.
Can we talk about the mom?
Please.
So the mom is played by, who is that? Okay, let's introduce other characters. So that's Britt Irvin, who's playing Laurel. That's his daughter.
Correct.
Then we meet Kurt Fuller, who plays Simon. That's the agent. And then
who's way too involved, may I add?
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. And he's also kind of like a butt end of the joke kind of character, like comic relief. Yeah. And then Rebecca Jenkins is playing Claire Everett. That's the ex-wife. So I have a problem with this character.
Okay.
I think this is my main problem. Like, and this is the laziest the movie gets, I think, is her character, quote unquote, arc. is nothing. Like, she hates Eddie for kind of no reason. Oh, by the way, it's Eddie Steady Everett. That's his nickname, Eddie Steady.
Perfect.
But so like she like hates him, and I get it, like they're divorced or whatever, like ex-wife, ex-husband. But there's no like reasoning for her hatred of him. He's not doing anything. Like he's a professional baseball player. It's very much like the mom who, or like the wife who's like husband is a policeman. It's just like, you have to work again, like that kind of thing.
But he's a bad dad. Remember, he wasn't involved.
Yeah, he wasn't involved because he's a professional baseball player. Like
yeah,
he has to be there 162 days out of the year.
Yeah, well, but the movie pitches that he's a bad dad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like, and then for her to flip at the end,
yeah.
For her to like love him and like be interested in watching the game now, like in class, because she's like a teacher, like a professor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for her to like steal the TV away from the student to watch the game, and she's like yelling in the like, I just don't get why she cares. Just because the team is playing better, like now she likes him.
Well, because now he's involved with the child. Because remember, there was some disconnect there.
It's weak. It's weak is what I'm getting at. Very weak.
Oh, no, I agree with you. I mean, the plot was horrible. Yeah. Speaking of horrible, so Eddie Everett through 15 games was 2-7 with a 6.55 ERA.
Yeah, cut to the pen at least.
Yeah.
Wait, so that wasn't opening day?
No.
Oh, I thought that was opening day.
It doesn't exactly express what time of the year is, but I mean, 15 games, you're pretty deep into the year.
Probably, yeah. If he's pitched 15 games, like we're all-star break.
Yeah. We're all-star break, getting pretty close to the
we're
dog
close.
days.
Like we're voting on all-stars for sure at this point.
Eddie's not making it with the 6.5.
He didn't get any votes though. He's not starting for the American League.
No, maybe one day.
But they are okay. So they are wearing arguably my favorite Angels jerseys though. I love the Wings logo, and I know that people hate the Wings logo, but they're wearing the Wings logo in this bad boy.
I do too. I mean, that's kind of my era of the Angels growing up. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. I kind of have a fondness for it. I know a lot of Angels fans don't, but it's a lot of the older fans. I know a lot of the people who are roughly our age are all about it. So
yeah, I'm about that. So, okay. So to back on the mom, on Claire Everett. So she wants Eddie to like watch Laurel, right? Like Correct. You're going to go stay with your dad.
Yeah, because she got a new job or something.
Yeah, but so she hates him. So why would her first idea be go stay with your dad?
Well, remember, it was eventually revealed that Laurel wanted to stay with her dad. It was Laurel's idea is what it eventually gives us. So, if your daughter wants it, I mean, what are you going to tell your daughter? No, you can't hang out with your dad. I mean, that's probably feasibly what would have happened in real life.
But does she? Does she want to hang out with him? Because everything, like once they like, let's go to like the airport, what airport was that, by the way? No idea. It's just like generic airport 101.
Ontario?
But, I guess whatever airport that was. But so when they get to that apartment, the daughter is so like mean to the dad. And like, so no one wants this situation, right? So why is it happening? Like, I just don't get how Laurel, like what's her deal? Like I guess like her dad was bad, but then why would she want to stay with him? It makes no sense. None of it makes
maybe
any
in
sense.
hopes of like fixing her family dynamic, because remember, she prays for her family.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? Actually, I just remembered is when they're at the airport, did you notice that Eddie gets to the airport in his full uniform because he had to like run out, remember, because he like pitched really fast to get off the field.
Yeah.
And then they bust it to the airport for some reason. And then the shot of him walking out towards the car, then they show Laurel in the car. And then they cut back to Patrick Warburton and he's in the street clothes. He's in regular clothing, completely changed off screen in the matter of 5 seconds. Incredible.
Hey, yeah, there you go. He's a quick changer.
Yeah, they just didn't have a continuity person on set. That's all that is.
Yeah.
2 different days of shooting.
But amazing. By listening to your podcast, I can definitely tell that you're the kind of guy who notices that kind of stuff.
Because it was like shots that were like 3 seconds apart. It was like cut. It's like Patrick Warburton in full uniform, and it's not like you can mistake someone in full uniform.
Yeah,
then fair. Cut to Laurel, 3 seconds. Cut back to Patrick Warburton, and he's wearing completely different clothes.
Okay, yeah, maybe this is on me. This isn't like Nacho Libre, Panda Jack Black, and his toast is almost gone. And they show him again, the toast is back. This isn't like that. This is
full clothing change.
Yeah.
Full change.
So
Anyway.
maybe this one's on me. So they get to his high rise.
And she sucks there.
She totally like cock blocks her dad. And by the way, Patrick Warburton, Eddie, total womanizer. This scene here made him look so bad.
I also too they get dinner, right?
Yeah.
He's like showing her around the apartment, like, oh, you'll sleep here into the weight room. Oh, I don't have a bed. Sorry. Like it's so tropey, the whole thing. And I think I literally said out loud, I'm like, oh, well, they're gonna have pizza for dinner.
Oh yeah.
I was like, right away, I was like, oh, pizza's for dinner. Like that's the classic dad move that doesn't know how to cook and is the bachelor thing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they ordered pizza. It's like,
this is pre Postmates.
Yeah, this definitely, it was very clear.
Modern day would have been a Postmates kind of night, but back in the 2000s, that's all it was. Like Chinese takeout that delivers and pizza. Those are the options.
And you have to have you have to have the takeout Chinese all over the apartment. You have to legally.
Absolutely.
That's every movie trope.
So I think that's about it for like the first night. She's this is your room. You're gonna be sleeping in the weight room because where else would you have slept? Right? Not the couch.
Well, he has like all her toys and stuff or whatever. She like plays with them later. That was weird.
The dolls.
That was
too
weird.
Old for dolls.
That was super weird. I didn't like any of that.
Yeah, so he could prepare with all that, but he couldn't prepare with the bed.
Yeah, I don't. You're not supposed to think about it.
Not even the couch.
Yeah,
you're gonna sleep on this weight bench.
Oh yeah, this is also where he starts watching like his Buckner game, right? Like he's like rewinding it. It's very much like Fever Pitch, like quite literally Jimmy Fallon rewinding,
going crazy. Yeah. It's like pitch dark. He has the
he's just sitting there
foil on the window.
Like, sneaks in and like sees him watching it and like, oh please, like, oh, and this is where she goes and makes the little prayer.
Correct.
Right. And then it's like that really weird reflection effect that they do on the window, and then she's praying, and then this is when homeboy later falls. Like that's when he comes to earth.
Yeah, the worst part about like all of that, so I have it written here, music box playing equals prayers working. Yeah. Maybe I did that wrong my entire life. I just kind of always prayed in silence. Maybe my dad taught me wrong. Maybe I needed to like listen to a little music box action, some singing sounds, and then
that's the key.
Yeah, I would have woken God and Jesus up. They would have been like, "You got it, brother."
Yeah, I think that's in Revelations.
Yeah. So somehow we've seen now in 3 Angels movies that prayers work. This is the narrative they are constantly pitching. The prayers work. Yeah.
Because see, he shows up at, what was it, her like at school or at her dance class or something?
Yes, falls during her ballet class / rehearsals.
Yeah. Cool. And then she looks out and they're like, what are you looking at? Kind of. And then,
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then we have this like little Mean Girls moment where like, the popular girls or, the pretty girls, whatever you want to call them, they're kind of like the clique.
Oh, it sucks.
They're making fun of Laurel and her dad's bad pitching because what else do teenage girls pay attention to?
They're exactly what I thought. Yeah, they're definitely all sitting there every 5th day watching Eddie's steady pitch. 100%.
That's it. Well, I mean, they could be Angels fans. I mean, this apparently takes place in Anaheim. So
what a dig! What a dig to like know your dad's bad at baseball.
Yeah,
really got him.
The best part of this entire scene, the Mean Girls try to like drop this liquid on Laurel, but instead the Angel dumps it on our main antagonist. Yeah, catches it, drops it straight on her.
I 100% know how they did that. Like, I don't even need to look it up. Like, it was straight up saran wrap, right? Like, there's no, like, just put saran wrap. Like, I mean, it works. The effect works fine. Like, there's no problem. Like, it's practical, but it's pretty lame. And then the food push it. Oh, it's stupid. Who cares? Like, I don't care about any of this. At this point, too, I'm already like, Fernando, what did you do to me? Like, what do you, look, at this point, like,
we're like 15 minutes in and you're like, God damn
it, when she starts getting bullied, I'm like, dude, this sucks. Like, get me out of here. Anyway, we should move on. We should just
rage quit at this point. Yeah,
let's just keep going.
Okay.
So at 40 minutes in is when I waved the white flag, and I watched this movie at 1.25 speed.
Really?
That's when at that point I'd given up. At that point, I had stopped paying attention. Well, I think it was once the devil came in.
Okay, yeah. So I'll fast forward my notes to
Yeah.
Satan is all of a sudden at this game.
Yeah. Also, okay, the Crimson Devils, my favorite Arizona-based baseball team
Yeah.
is the Crimson Devils. Just make it the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Easy.
Yeah,
They're
I
the Devil Rays at
guess.
this point. Well, I mean, if you're looking for a major league team, just the Devil Rays. They
Well, they
just didn't
use the
want to
Red
pay.
Sox, but yeah, you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah. They use
totally,
the Red Sox. They use
totally
the Red
different.
Sox. Just
Wrong
pick the
uniform.
Devil Rays. Why take away the Diamondbacks? Was this an Artie thing? Like, what happened? Did they just took
Maybe.
the Diamondbacks away and then just said Crimson Devils, my favorite Major League Baseball team? Yeah, just Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Absolutely. The
But
logo
anyway,
was so bad too.
yeah. Oh, terrible.
Yeah.
Also, the broadcasters suck. Like the broadcasters in Angels in the Outfield were like comedic relief.
Yes.
These were just bad clones, right? Like it was just a bad clone of trying to hit the same trope.
Absolutely.
But when the devil shows up and he takes his hat off and he's like ordering, like he's getting a hot dog or whatever, like from the vendor, and he like takes the hat off and he has horns on and he's all red. Like that vendor just didn't even care at all.
He was like, he's
"All
a
right,
big
cool."
Devils fan.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, dude. I'm getting like $4 an hour. I don't care.
Yeah.
Gonna walk this whole Toronto Sky Dome. Yeah, that was rough. That was super rough. So yeah, this is the point where I was literally like, I don't care. Like, let's just get this over with.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. No. And this is also the part where Eddie's ex-wife, or were they still married at this point?
Their ex-wife.
Okay.
Claire's his ex-wife. Yeah.
So she grabs the portable TV from a student who is casually just watching this with no headphones on in class.
Yeah. Just not even trying. Just like whatever, dude.
Yeah. I mean, anytime I tried to like hide that I was listening or watching something on TV, I didn't just have it on speaker.
Yeah. No, not sneaky, bro.
Yeah, this is your fault. You brought this upon yourself.
Yeah.
So Laurel busts out the iconic arm flapping moment and tells her dad that she has to believe. Eddie throws a ball at 102 miles an hour. So I've seen a lot of 102 mile an hour fastballs in my life. None of them have ever had smoke coming from the ball.
Yeah. They got to sell it. Well, it's just like we're talking about the rookie, which came out a couple years after this. The sound effect they used for every fastball at 98. That like, I was like, what was this? Whose idea was this? You got like, I can tell, like, just show the gun. I know it's fast. Just hit the pop of the mitt and hear some seams. I don't need like a rocket launch. But anyway, that's a different movie.
So since we've skipped now to like the 45-minute mark, we're like the halfway part of the film. Like the agent is like a believer now that like, okay, there's angels here. And you know what I find like the weirdest thing? So at this point, we've already experienced the first angels in the outfield in this world, right? So like they know that angels play baseball. Why didn't the agent just like believe this to begin with? Like, hey, there's angels. He should have been like,
where my question comes. So like, did they know, right? Like, is this exist in the world of angels in the outfield as well? Or is this a completely separate thing? I have a feeling it's a completely separate thing.
Probably. But I mean, how could you do that? You know what I mean?
It's weird.
Like, you can't have like
also,
something so closely named, yet have this be completely different.
I also just found out that the agent, played by Kurt Fuller, is in a separate episode of The Wonderful World of Disney. He plays Principal Frank Hockenberry in Principal Takes a Holiday, which released in 1998. So he was in two separate Wonderful World of Disney TV shows / movies.
Was that a movie also, or was it just like
I think all of them are.
Really?
Yeah, this is an hour 36. Let's
crazy.
see. A rowdy high school senior. Oh man, this is really long. Hold on. A rowdy high school senior risks losing a $10,000 gift his parents promised him for a graduation if he can complete a year without getting in trouble by getting caught by the principal in a prank. However, when an accident befalls the current principal, the senior goes and finds a drifter to show up at the school as the new principal to get his records erased. Jesus. Anyway, that's Principal Takes a Holiday starring Kurt Fuller.
Clearly, these are all forgettable films. That's what we're
Kurt
finding
Fuller's
later.
like a pretty decent actor too. You know, like he's pretty big too. Like he's in CSI and
so
like,
was Patrick. Yet here we are.
Yeah, he's in Parenthood. What else is he in? Shooter. He's in Blackish, Supernatural. Oh yeah, it's right. He's in Supernatural. He plays Zach Ryan in Supernatural. Yeah, he's in Ghostbusters, like Anger Management. Yeah, he's had a very good career. Not this one.
not even a blip on the radar.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I put it, the agent's a believer now. So Eddie pitches a wow, and the catcher's glove is now on fire.
The wow, yeah.
And then he throws a ball so hard that the catcher then flies into the backstop. Because Disney, right? You know, they got to sell the fact that he's just throwing fire now.
That kind of happens in Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
Too. He gets knocked down. He doesn't fly, but he gets knocked down.
Yeah, no, this is like a full on, like, you know, devil levitation.
Like a full, a full yank. Like there was a set up for that whole.
He flies into the umpire. So
yeah.
Okay, so now Eddie sees the head Angel's initials on the mound. So this is kind of when Eddie's kind of oh, whoa, what's happening? And this is what sets up the grand finale. Satan makes a deal with the player from the Devils.
I have a question about this.
Okay.
I think I may have missed this. Why does that player hate Eddie?
I don't think that like the player hates Eddie as much as Satan comes and is like, oh, hey, so they're getting help. Why can't you?
When Satan gets to that player, he's hitting he's taking BP and hitting a picture of Eddie. And
I forgot about that.
Didn't his Buckner game style thing, wasn't that against the Crimson Devils too? So
I believe it was.
Wasn't it that batter? That same batter is like the one that hit the dribbler back to the mound that he threw away.
Yes.
So shouldn't he love that guy? Shouldn't that player hate or love Eddie? And shouldn't Eddie hate him?
Yeah, you're looking too much into this, Steve.
Well, I just don't get he has no motive to this is a big point in the movie, right? For him to sign this contract with the devil.
With his blood.
So yeah, why does he care? He very clearly can beat him and has done it in the past. He doesn't need any help.
Well, maybe
he has no motive.
Because maybe this was his only success he's had in his career. So,
here's where I'll stop you, Fernando.
Okay.
This is what we run into all the time when we're talking about bad movies, is saying the word maybe.
Okay.
You can't say the word maybe. You can't assume. They have to tell you. That's how a movie works. It's lazy. It's lazy writing. It made me really mad. I was like, why does this guy care? Why is he signing a deal with the devil? Who cares? Anyway.
So after this note, Laurel breaks into song, starts singing Lion Sleeps Tonight. Because, what else would she be doing? Which by the way got cut from the YouTube version. Yes, yeah, because
couldn't hear it.
Yeah, then you can't.
Well, because she's doing her little dance thing. She's she's trying to be a dancer, right?
Yes, she does this dance that I guess is supposed to be good, but nothing really seemed amazing about this dance. I mean, she literally just got lifted and carried into the air.
Yeah,
it wasn't even graceful.
Yeah, it's just, whatever. It's a 12-year-old dancing. Who cares?
Yeah, Laurel's literally levitating. So good stuff. So Bob drops a tape of Laurel's first dance rehearsal just randomly. And Eddie doesn't even check what it is. He just kind of pops into the VHS because,
as you do.
Yeah. That's what everyone does. Every time.
I just find a tape on the floor. I watch it.
Yes. So
like The Ring.
Yes, exactly.
So really flirting with danger.
He kind of has this little moment of clarity in his life where he's like, oh, I love Laurel, because that's what happens when a VHS randomly falls at your feet. You put it in, you randomly decide that day you love your kid. So he decides to be selfless, gets rid of his gym, and gives Laurel the proper room, right? Her proper room. Viva Los Angelitos! This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We've all been going through a lot. You're not alone. And you know what else you're not alone in? Being okay. It is okay to not always be okay. Without a healthy mind, being truly happy and at peace is hard. The good news is therapy works, and it's proven to work. But what is therapy exactly? Well, therapy is exactly what you want it to be. Maybe you're not feeling motivated today and would like some tools to help. Or maybe you're feeling insecure in relationships or even work. Or maybe you're just not dealing well with stress. Whatever you need, it's time to stop being ashamed of normal human struggles and start feeling better, because you deserve to be happy. And now you don't have to worry about finding an in-person therapist near you to help. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Guys, join the millions of people who are seeing what online therapy is really about. It's always a good time to invest in yourself because you are your greatest asset. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Halos of the Infield listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/halos. That's better, HELP.com/halos. HALOS. Viva Los Angelitos! Enjoy the rest of the show.
At this point, by the way, Fernando, fully scrolling on Instagram. Like I am fully not paying attention. I don't even remember that happening. So
Oh man, you gave up. To say
I totally gave up.
Oh man, I'm disappointed. We brought you on here for your movie.
I'm still here. I watched it. It just
That's fair.
I had a second screen.
Real quick, I gotta know, how often does that happen when you're watching movies like for your podcast? Like how often is there a movie that's so bad in your 55 movies?
Yeah, that happened with Caddyshack.
Okay. I did not
Caddyshack
listen to that episode, in all fairness.
Caddyshack is so slow.
Okay.
That movie is so poorly paced.
Okay.
So yeah, there was some scrolling going on with Caddyshack. There was some scrolling going on with Super Troopers.
Okay.
Yeah, some of the bad comedies that we've watched.
Okay.
I was like, ugh, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, like I said, I was in Chicago during this, so I was like, I think there was actually a point where I was playing MLB The Show while this was playing on my iPad. So
completely fine.
Yeah.
Completely reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. So one of my favorite one-liners comes immediately after this. So Dexter Deacon, the guy from ESPN, gives my absolute favorite line: "Will this one-game winning streak come to an end?"
Yes. The only chuckle I had, which by the way, I looked up the player, Randy Fleck is the name of the character. He's played by Dwayne Davis. He was in Nightmare of Elm Street 4, The Dream Master.
The most
looks like he stopped acting in 2010. That's his last credit. He was also in Little Big League. So there you go.
Okay.
But the only chuckle I had was when they cut to the ESPN reporter. And like I'm using the word chuckle very lightly. Like it was like maybe a nose exhale. But no, I recognized this moment as a joke. That's as far as I'll go with it. I recognize that this was a joke that had humor to it. Is when they show the lower third on ESPN. It's the guy that has been railing against the Angels all season, and then it just says Angels fan.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Okay.
That's decent.
I remember this. This was near the end. I think I wrote that here in the notes.
Yeah, because they start winning, right? Like everything's going great, and
Absolutely. All right, so
sure.
We'll speed this up. So Eddie's apparently a player GM because he just goes up to like his manager, like he's LeBron. It's like, hey, yo, put this guy in. So the player gets put in. He's apparently like the worst hitter in the league.
Oh yeah, he's batting 122 or whatever. I remember that.
Yeah, so he, of course, he grows boobs. If you remember this part of the film.
Oh my God,
because the Angels behind him. So you just kind of see like the jersey puffs out and like he's getting catcalled, the whole, whistle. So
at 1.25 speed, man, I was blazing through.
Okay, yeah, no, he grows. As soon as I saw him grow boobs, I was like, all right, this might be the worst movie of all time. So yeah, he hits a home run. Eric Jacob is almost no reaction. Eric Jacob is the name of the player that hit that home run. So the Angels apparently at this point are now only 11 games out of the postseason, and a montage starts to play where they then start to win games.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when we go into the lower third thing, the Angels fan from the ESPN guy.
Yes, correct.
Also, Eddie loves listening and watching things that talk about the Angels.
Yeah, I don't think players casually do that.
No, turn it off. Turn it off. Just turn it off.
Yeah. This guy, I think he it shows him in his car listening. It shows him at home watching ESPN every night.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing,
and boy,
ESPN never talks about the Angels.
Love cover, tons of coverage of this team that is apparently so far back in the standings in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean ESPN today doesn't really cover the Angels, so maybe it was different in 2000. but I really doubt it. And that was pre-Disney
Not-
buying them, right?
Yeah.
ESPN.
At this ESPN. Yeah.
Yeah, because Disney owned the Angels, but I don't think they
Yeah.
owned ESPN.
Yeah, I
at
thought
this
you meant
point.
buying the Angels. I'm like, yeah, they 100% had the Angels. That's how they were able to do this.
Yeah, but they didn't have the Angels in '92, right? Or they had just bought them?
I don't know, man. I wasn't
Okay.
alive.
Fair enough. Yeah, nor was I. Okay, so we fast forward here a couple of games. Bob can apparently possess people. That's
Yeah.
something. He does a lot of stuff that isn't very angel-like, if you ask me.
Did you like his character?
I did not.
No.
What?
That's
what you
David
said
Allen Greer, who plays Bob Bugler. Let's see.
you
Is
said
he's still
earlier-
acting?
Is he? What was his most
Yeah, he's
recent
still
credit?
acting. A TV show called The Patient. Looks like he's a regular on that series. Good for him.
Okay, yeah. Good for him.
Um,
This wasn't the end.
Ooh, I don't know. Oof, man. He played the Cowardly Lion in The Wiz Live in 2015.
There you go. The
Yeah,
Cowardly
I mean,
Lion.
hey, dude, he's still acting. Oh, he's in a series of Unfortunate Events.
Okay, well, there you go.
There you
A little
go.
bit of redemption.
There you go. Oh, he's also on Comedy Bang Bang, the TV show. Huh. And Bad Teacher. Okay, he's done some stuff. Good for him.
So, so now we get to the point where like we're about to hit the very end. So like there's 3 devils all wearing 6s that would just that come
Oh
up.
yeah, I love that shot.
Yeah.
The like, the like lights up the numbers. Like I couldn't tell what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Loved
It's,
it. Also, mom at this point thirsty as hell.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She's so ready to get back with Eddie. She
Yeah.
wants to go steady with Eddie, if you will.
There you go.
There you go.
Double steady Eddie.
There you go.
Eddie, steady Eddie squared, if you will.
Yeah.
Bob says the devils should be worried about drive-by shootings and bombs. Remember that? Bob's like,
No.
shouldn't the devils be more worried about something else besides baseball, like drive-by shootings and bombs?
Oh, cool. Cool thing to say.
Yeah, I'm like, at this point, all Steve is showing me that he was like totally checked out.
Totally.
during
Well,
this
because
part.
the next thing I remember is the mom being like, "Oh my god, I got to get to this game," and
yeah,
but
they're
like
falling back in love.
they-
Huh?
because Bob is like, stay away from the Angels, right? And he's like, oh, don't worry, he's not going to be there, and I'm going to do nothing about. Like, it's not because of me. It's because his daughter's recital is the
Yep.
same day as the big game.
Yeah. So we're now greeted by this like this graphic, Devils versus Angels. We kind of already
Crimson
got-
Devils.
Yes.
Call them by their name properly. The Crimson Devils.
My apologies. So Satan starts a thunderstorm, right? Because this was kind of
Yeah.
worked out because the recital was earlier in the day, and then there was going to be the game. Or wait,
Mhm.
reverse that. The game
They were
was
happening.
earlier.
Yeah, they were happening fairly simultaneously. So that Eddie could not pitch because he was like, I'm not going to miss my daughter's recital.
No, but remember, he was originally supposed to do both, but then since Satan started the thunderstorm, it got pushed back, so we had to pick. And he didn't
Oh,
want to miss his daughter's recital, so he goes to the
Oh.
recital.
that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of like super like what's the word I'm looking for? The phrase high school
Convoluted.
musical.
Oh, okay.
Very high school
It's a
musical. I have to pick.
Okay. That's decent.
Yeah.
That's a decent device to make it a conflict of interest. That's decent.
Well, my
I'll give
whole
him that.
thing is like this entire movie, like the laws of baseball, like almost don't apply with like some
No,
of the
you're not-
logic here. So it's
you're not
kind
here
of
for
funny that
baseball.
they would totally do something like, a rain delay.
Yeah.
That's super
yeah.
feasible.
Well, it is Toronto.
Correct. This
the
is
Sky Dome.
Anaheim, Steve. It's Anaheim.
No, wait. What's the name of the stadium? They called it something field.
Oh,
There was
I missed that.
There was one point in the movie, I think it was a lower third or something. It was like Hudler Field. It's not Hudler, but like it was something Riddler Field or something. And I was like, where did that name come from? I wonder if they just didn't get the licensing for Angel Stadium for some reason. Because the stadium was, the stadium was Edison Field at that time, wasn't it?
It was.
So they wouldn't have had the licensing to say Edison Field at Angel Stadium.
But why didn't they just call it like Anaheim Stadium? That's what it was before.
Yeah, they could have just called it Anaheim. Maybe that was under copyright or something too.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
So now we get to one of like I think the third or fourth time we saw appearance from the arm flaps. So Laurel falls during her recital, And
That's right.
Eddie begins to flap his arms.
Oh God, who cares?
Yeah, right. I wrote pretty mean angel. I don't know what I was talking about. I want to say maybe Bob did something.
Welcome to hosting a movie podcast. That's exactly what I do. I write things down. I'm like, what? I don't even remember why I wrote that.
Yeah, right. So we're now at a point where Simon, the agent, is trying to stall at the stadium. Bob is now making the performer song super fast and almost pass out. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
That's why I wrote he was super mean, because Bob was like playing,
Oh.
the piano and making all these other performers just like
Because she's
pass out.
trying to get her up quicker.
Yes, so that she
So
can
that
finish,
Patrick
so
can
he can go to the
leave.
game.
Yeah. Okay.
Eddie can
Yeah.
leave. Eddie.
Ha ha. No, his name's Patrick. No, Pat. Come on, Patty.
All right, fair enough. The river dancer is now going double speed. Eddie is now late to his game. Okay, Laurel is elite at speed dancing. Like,
Yeah.
cream of the crop at speed dancing.
Yeah, she really got better in like a matter of 2 months.
Yeah, right. Simon runs into the pool after driving to school while he's blinded. Remember the whole spray paint thing?
Oh,
So apparently
yeah.
he was able to drive, though he couldn't see. But as soon
not
as he
supposed
got out of the car,
You're not supposed to think about it. You're not supposed to think about it.
sorry, I'm not helping us out here.
Yeah, we could sit here for 5 hours. Like,
Yeah.
you really could.
Yeah, right. We are greeted by the Angels having the most pessimistic manager of all time. Like, oh, we're gonna lose this game. This game's over.
Aren't they only down by like 2?
Yeah, they're not down by a lot.
Yeah, it's a very close game.
Yeah, this guy needs to get fired. If
I
there's
don't know. I don't know what a starting pitcher is going to change about you having a 2-run deficit in like the 6th.
I mean, from what I understand, like he's like the only pitcher on the team. Like the way
Yeah.
they pitch this, he's like the only pitcher hell in the world.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing that I have that same problem with rookie of the year. Is that same thing happens is like he gets hurt and it's like, oh, it's over. It's like, no, he can pull himself from the game with an injury and like they have a full bullpen. Like this is a Major League Baseball team. It makes no sense.
Right. So yeah,
But
as you said, the team is down by 2, yet like the team's like super excited. Eddie like has arrived. Like he got to the stadium, they're lit.
We need to talk about this, dude.
Okay.
The speech. This is supposed to be a big moment, right? Like this is supposed to be the big inciting start to the climax of the film. And this speech sucks.
Yeah.
Like I can only blame Patrick Warburton so much for this because it's poorly written. I mean, this whole movie is poorly written, right? Like I feel like it was like written once and then there's like, all right, cool, good. Let's shoot it, pump it out. We need another episode on Thursday. But yeah, this speech is awful.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what he says. It was so forgettable.
I just wrote Eddie has really bad speech.
Yeah, it's terrible. Let's see. You keep talking. I'm going to try and pull up the script.
Okay, please do. Okay, so I'll continue to go here. So Eric Jacobs is batting now because apparently he's a good hitter now. It just took that one at bat to completely change his entire career. Angels can't play in championship. It's that rule again. So in the very first movie, you kind of have what is it, Christopher Lloyd?
Yes.
And he's like, sorry, we can't play in championship games. So same rule applies here. Bob can't play because it's a championship game. Yet the Devils are allowed to cheat because that's what Devils do, right? That's kind of what they assume here. And now the Angels are at a point where they're winning 3-2. And to end it, Eddie gets tripped by the Devil, yet he catches it for 2 outs.
Yeah. Yeah. I found it, by the way.
Okay, please go ahead.
You want me to read? Here we go.
Please do. I'm ready.
When I came here this season, I didn't believe in you guys. I didn't believe in anything. But when you stood up this morning, you gave me back my reason to believe. I'm more proud of being part of this team than any team I've been on. You're all winners, and I believe in you. So let's go out there and show them what winners can do.
That's so similar to the press conference scene from George Knox in the first movie.
Oh, that's because it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It defaulted to Angels in the outfield.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
I'm
you know
sorry.
what?
I'm sorry. I thought that was it. That is exactly it.
You know what? I'm sure it was something similar enough because you said it, and I was like, you know what? That makes sense. They totally copied what.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I haven't watched that movie in so long. You're right.
All the mopey faces. We're down 2 runs. Guys, a few months ago, we were in a cold streak. We were playing lousy. We were at each other's throats. We're done. Finished. Then something happened. Something that wasn't about breaking a cold streak. It wasn't about RBIs or home runs. My daughter said that we started believing. I think that's right.
No, the Angels in the Infield script is not online.
Yeah, probably a good reason.
It doesn't exist.
Very
Sorry.
forgettable film.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're now at the point where there's 2 outs. And Randy Fleek, who I guess is the main antagonist along with Satan here, he's getting signals from Satan, swing.
Of course,
bunt,
as you do.
Yeah, exactly. Normal stuff. Does that like break the rules? Because devils are allowed to cheat, right?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, cool.
Nothing
Yeah, there's no
matters.
rules. There's no rules, yeah, in this hypothetical world. And then my favorite line also from the press box. It's like he knows what pitch is coming.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Because he's like whispering in his ear, huh?
Yeah, he knows exactly.
He's like
what's
curveball
coming.
down and away. Don't swing.
Yes.
It's Space Jam. Space Jam, where the curveball. Don't swing, Michael. I told you not to swing.
I couldn't help it. He's like, oh, well, thanks
Yeah.
for the autograph.
Yeah. Yep. Same thing. Same idea.
So Angels in the Infield, once again, copies something from Angels in the Outfield, the original movie, because it has that ball that's just out of play to force 2 strikes in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah. You have to. Same thing. You have to have that big swing. Again, Rookie of the Year did the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, just baseball movies typically do.
That ball's just got to barely be foul.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And at this point, you know exactly what's coming, right?
Yeah. It's the play again. He's going to,
Laurel stands up
She-
and does the arm flaps. I mean, we got to just keep on pushing it. More
You
arm
have to,
flaps, more arm
legally.
flaps. Yeah, I feel like that's what the
Contractually
directors
obligated.
yell like. The directors just yell like, "We need more arm flaps. We
Yeah,
need more arm
more.
flaps."
Keep it going. Keep it going. Hold for 10 seconds.
Yeah, right. Do you think they wrote in the script, or like when they were making the script, like we need as many arm flaps as possible? The more
They may
the
have just
better.
wrote this. They may have just wrote the script on like sticky notes.
You think
Like,
so?
Maybe.
Maybe this was like
just
a Will
like-
Ferrell movie where like it's just all ad libbed.
Yeah. There's like Britt. Yeah. Just like wave your arms for like, I just need like 15 seconds of this. Thanks.
Yeah, maybe. Man, it'd be cool to get Patrick on. This is what I would ask him.
Yeah. Hey, Patrick. Oh, what happened?
Yeah. In all fairness, I did reach out to him on Instagram. I tried.
Hey,
I tried.
that's funny. I would have loved if he was like, yeah. I would love to go on an Angels based podcast to talk about a movie I did 22 years ago that I'd like to forget about.
I'll make a deal with you. If he comes on if you have a response, I'm going to bring you back on. I have to.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it. And I have a million questions for Patrick Warburton.
Yeah. But
I would love to talk to him about this and be like, hey, what was it like being in Toronto for like 13 days while you filmed this movie?
yeah, real quick, how long do you think they
Oh,
filmed for?
this movie either took like 3 weeks or like 12 months. Like there is no in between.
I feel like this movie was done so quickly. I feel like
It was either, or they ran into so many issues.
I want to say this was filmed like in a week.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just like,
Fast forward.
keep it going,
fast forward.
Eddie.
Yeah, we need to keep going.
Anyway, big moment of the movie. This is the climax.
Yep,
You're beating
yep.
around the bush.
Yes, exactly. So the arm flaps happen. You know exactly what's going to happen. Bob Bueller presents himself to Eddie. This is where Eddie first sees the angel. He's been seeing the initials in the mound, but this is the first time.
Scary, by the way. That's a scary thing to happen.
Yeah,
no
remember-
one reacts like, oh, cool, an angel. You
You're
run
having an
away.
epiphany, like on the mound during a championship game. Like probably
Mhm.
everyone's worst nightmare, feasibly. So
Sure.
Claire is Eddie's angel, and he randomly knows about the arm flap thing. Just kind of randomly, whatever. I'm thinking too much. Now
Mhm.
everyone's doing it. Everyone's involved. The whole stand.
Everyone does it. Yep. That's when I went, wait, that's when I was confused on whether this connected to Angels in the Outfield. Because I'm like, wait, so the whole crowd knows now? Is this what we do? Okay.
Yeah, well, it started off with just one, kind of like in the original movie, and it grows, just like Angels in the End Zone, same thing.
Sure.
This is what a great scene in the first movie. Angels in the okay, I don't know what I was writing there. So Flea hits a ground ball. Eddie makes a Sports Center top 10 play between the legs to get the out, and he wins the championship.
That's right. He reached between the legs.
Yeah, it wasn't even just like a goes to his left, goes to his right. Nope, in between the legs.
No. Just full baller. Let's go.
And it pans to the mound, and you see the initials EE and BB. And there you go.
Beautiful.
Yep. So Bob forgives Simon the agent, even though he isn't God. You know, Bob's like, "Oh, I forgive you for all the bad stuff you've done," because Simon's going through like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." That's, I guess, the power of an angel.
What did he do? Forgiven. Like, I don't even.
I forgot. It was just stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Just like silly stuff, like, "Oh,
doesn't
I was
matter,
mean to somebody at a grocery store."
Yeah.
And then Bob just comes up. He's like, "You're forgiven," because Simon's like, I think like he's like facing a wall or something. So yeah, that just happens. Laurel and Claire magically don't get tackled when they storm the field after the game.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah. Also storming the field.
Yeah, that's not allowed anymore. Unless it's at college. And on top of all of this, Eddie and Claire not only kiss, but they make out on the field.
Yeah, full-fledged going for it.
Yeah.
And again, completely undeserved.
Yes, we're not cheering for these characters really at this point.
Kiss does not matter.
Yes.
They haven't even talked. There hasn't been any like, "Oh, maybe he likes me again," or like there's no tension whatsoever.
No,
there's
no.
I don't know, guys. Just kiss.
It's not even like there's like a sexual tension between them. It's just like a random kiss.
Just kissed them. Whatever. Sure. Why not? Congrats.
Yeah.
And what did they win? This wasn't a World Series game, right? This was like just to get in.
No, yeah, I think that this the way they define this is the same as the first movie as the pennant.
The pennant. Same thing with Rookie of the Year.
Yes, which as we know as baseball fans, the pennant means, you know, you're making it to the World Series. You won the
it's an American League Championship
pennant.
Yeah.
But yeah, that never gets explained in any of these movies or Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, because that's what happens in Rookie of the Year is they win the NL pennant. And then the next shot is Rowan Gardner at his little league field, inexplicably wearing jeans while the rest of the team is wearing baseball pants, and he has a World Series championship Cubs ring. It's like, wait, but he won the NL pennant, like whatever.
Yeah.
Different movie, different review.
Yeah, well, maybe that's an episode for you guys to do later.
There you go.
Has Al ever watched Rookie of the Year?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm gonna go.
It's not on our list.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'd imagine he probably hasn't. He's not a big baseball guy, so
fair enough. And the last thing I have written down: Bob earned his wings, and he hits some like amazing dance in heaven.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and isn't Take Me Out to the Ball Game playing again?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
What a way to wrap it up.
Yeah, this was a interesting movie to say the least. So we've talked all about it. We went through the Clip Notes version of this movie. I recommend not watching it. So
Sure.
What is your final review of this film?
Just go watch Angels in the Outfield, dude. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that Angels in the Outfield is good, like, and it's like a revolutionary movie, but like Angels in the Infield is just trying to do the exact same things, trying to hit all the same notes, but it just does it worse. Right. So why watch this one? Go watch Angels in the Outfield. It has way better actors in it. Like there's bigger actors in that movie that all do it from my memory. It's been a really long time, but from my memory, like do a pretty decent job. And yeah, it's a kid's movie. It's a family friendly movie, but I feel like Angels in the Outfield is better in every single way than this one is. It has way more charm to it. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a dumb movie. It's like not in a fun way. Like it's not like watching The Room, you know, like or watching like I don't know anything
Libre.
that's. Yeah, well, no, Nacho Libre is trying. Nacho Libre's trying.
The acting's supposed to be bad in Nacho Libre, though. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be sarcastic.
Yeah, there's just there's so many better ways to spend 90 minutes of your time than watching this movie. If you want a good baseball movie, then go watch The Rookie or go watch Moneyball or go watch The Sandlot. If you're looking for something from around this time that kind of hits the same notes, go watch The Sandlot. Much better, especially if you haven't seen that movie before. Just go watch The Sandlot. It's way better than Angels in the Infield. It's better than Angels in the Outfield. It's one of the best baseball movies ever made. So if you want a baseball movie that scratches that itch, then just go watch The Sandlot.
Yeah, no, I really don't have to disagree with anything you said. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's not the best movie on the planet or even close. It's not even the best baseball movie based on the Angels. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're even looking for, like, if you are a diehard Angels fan, like you're like, dude, I just love the Angels and I want to, they has a movie about it. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Just go watch The Outfield. Like, it's I'm not going to say way better, but it's better.
It's
So
probably
just
not
go
even
watch
the
that one.
second, the best Angels movie based on the Angels. Isn't Air Bud have like a little like 5-minute scene where he's on the Angels? I'm pretty sure it does.
Well, oh God, I don't think I watched that many Airbuds. There is Naked Gun has an Angels scene.
Okay,
Angels,
there you go.
but it's Reggie Jackson on the Angels. Definitely go watch Naked Gun over Angels in the Infield. But yeah, there's a scene in that where the end finale of that movie, it takes place at an Angels game, but they are playing at Dodger Stadium. Very bizarre. Very, very strange.
Yeah, you can't film at Angel Stadium. It's
I guess not.
It's a
I
rule.
guess not.
Well,
I guess you're not allowed to film at Angel Stadium.
During a lot of this era, the Angels were sharing the stadium, right, with the Rams.
Yeah.
But no, I guess not. I was going to say
no, not in 2000.
No, yeah, you're right.
In 99, they're already in St. Louis. But you know what's we didn't even mention, dude? Again, this whole movie is filmed in Toronto. It is very clearly winter.
Yeah.
All the trees are dead.
Yes.
Every tree in the background is dead.
Well,
so
it has to be
very
because
clearly
the Blue Jays were playing.
Winter. Yeah, exactly. So they had to film this in the off season, and then they chose to film it in one of the coldest places on the continent.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Anyway,
why not?
This movie sucks. Don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Move on.
Okay, so last question I had based on this then. So the audience gave it a 41% of Rotten Tomatoes. Is that too high?
Yes.
Okay, what are you giving this if you were to give it a rating of?
3.
Really?
3 for Patrick Warburton.
Is this the worst review you've ever given a movie?
No, wait, hold on. I'm giving it 3, not for Patrick Warburton. Sorry, love you, Pat. Love Kronk, big Kronk head over here.
Okay.
I'm giving it a 3, 3% for the Angels fan ESPN joke.
Okay.
That's it. That's what they get. They get 3 points for that. Congratulations.
Not even Patrick. Okay.
No, sorry, Pat. Not your best performance.
Yeah, I think.
But you're the only thing holding. He's the only thing holding this movie together.
Could you imagine if they would have gone with like even just like a mediocre actor?
Yeah, just like a no name. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this would be one of the worst, absolute worst things in the world. Yeah, that's hard to even think about. But I mean, again, in defense of Patrick Warburton, he wasn't given anything to work with.
Fair enough. No, I'm giving this a 20, just because it tried. There were some times where like it really did try. I think they try to tie the ends together. They just, I wasn't cheering for any of these characters.
Yeah,
like,
you don't like.
If you're not an Angels fan, you have literally zero reason to watch this. Like the only reason why an Angels fan might be cheering for Patrick is because they're Angels fans. So they're like, oh, I want the Angels to win this theoretical championship against the Crimson Devils.
Crimson Devils. Or the Red Sox. The 3 teams in Major League Baseball, the big 3, as we know.
The only ones.
The Red Sox, the Anaheim Angels, and the Crimson Devils.
It'd be interesting to go through Angels in the outfield and see how many teams there are there. I can't imagine it's much different. I think it's like 3 or 4 also.
Yeah. But I don't think there's a Crimson Devils.
No, there's definitely not.
I love it.
Well, that's going to do it out of us here. Steve Granado, thank you so much for joining us. Steve, where can our listeners find you if they still want some Steve Granado in their lives?
Yeah, big push on my TikTok and YouTube channels right now. I am creating more content there, baseball related stuff. I'm covering some college baseball stuff right now. Just making some fun little videos. You can search Steve Granado on YouTube, Steve Granado on TikTok, Steve Granado on Twitter. No longer the host of Locked On Angels, but you can definitely go check out Locked On Angels. There's almost 100 episodes that I've done over there on our YouTube channel. So there's plenty of good stuff there. Movies I Should Have Watched is available on audio podcast platforms everywhere. We are currently in hiatus, but we have reviewed 55 movies. So there's guaranteed that you will find 1 or 2 or 10 that you have seen and liked. And it's definitely a bunch of fun. We play games and joke around, and it's essentially what we just did, just with my best friend Alex and sometimes guests. So check it out, Movies I Should Have Watched.
Yeah, exactly. I took this exact format for Movies I Should Have Watched. So if you like this and you want to break up the sports in your podcast feed. It's a really fun podcast they do. I would like
Thanks,
listen
man.
to it. They do a good job over there.
Thank
But
you.
Steve does a lot of good job on all of his stuff. I mean, I'd like to bring you on again in the future to talk about our game. That's probably my favorite podcast series. All 8 episodes were so good.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, you did a good job with that. So yeah, on behalf of all of us here at Halos in the Infield, thanks for tuning in.